everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson, and I must say, you are looking good. With me in the studio is Nicholas Richardson, inimitable as usual, sartorially resplendent.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. And he told me to say that. I don't know what it means. And Craig, Uncle Sam Smith.
Always happy to be here with you, Nick.
From the Pasadena Pugilist. Because, yeah, you are the Pasadena Pugilist.
I am, actually. That's what they usually call me back at home.
That's right, because no, you do the business boxing, don't you?
As well, yeah.
Or maybe maracas playing, and that looked more like maracas, didn't it?
Well, I'm very happy with the new boxing procedures where you're standing 2 meters apart because I get hit less in the face that way. So
yeah, I don't think you're getting. I don't think I want to get hit in the face.
No,
I mean,
fun.
I make my living from my face.
You do.
You know?
Your face is an integral part of your appeal. I mean.
It really is.
And you don't want to mess up that beauty.
No.
You don't want to lose your Robert Redford good luck, Steve.
Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming.
Yeah, it's always this.
Oh, shucks.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, heck.
Yeah. We're just being nice because it's your show, of course.
We want to get invited back.
Well, you're supposed to be nice when it's my show.
That's right.
We are, yeah.
But it's your show, too, when you're here. So I share my show.
You share your show.
I show my share. And Harold von Kursk, inimitably ensconced in Tallinn.
I am here.
You are there. Harold.
I should like to remind viewers or alert viewers to the fact that Mr. Richardson, Will Richardson, is very modest about his pugilistic skills because, as I recall, he once sparred on a regular basis with the Polish European kickboxing champion. Is that not true, Will?
No, well, it's a little bit of an exaggeration. I did spar a little bit with a fella called Przemek Saleta, yes. But he's much bigger than I am, and I had to be very polite or he would kill me.
Yeah, Przemek's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy. But I'll tell you one thing, you know, he said to me, he said, Will, I've got to be careful with you. I said, what? You're huge. And he goes, yeah, but look. He put his hand up next to mine, and my hand was much bigger than his. His hand was like that. He has small hands. And he said, centrifugal force, the size of the fist, is very, very important in boxing, which I did not realize, because you look at him, he's huge, and you would never think that he'd have smaller hands than...
Well, force equals mass times velocity, of course.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And I bet if he's hitting you in the face, it feels like a big hand.
I didn't mean that, but what I meant was something like that.
But your paws haven't touched Mike Tyson's paws as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I met Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
He was extremely
And you always
nice.
said he had very soft hands, very gentle handshake.
He did. Boxers generally don't... People who are serious fighters don't grab your hand and squeeze it.
No.
This is a show-off thing. Anybody who has confidence knows they don't have to grab your... because they will punch you hard if there's a problem. They don't have to impress you.
No, exactly.
Hey, Tyson's going back to fighting, right? 53.
He's going back to fighting. He was extremely
Holyfield
nice.
as well,
yeah, I gave him my copies of God's Playground about Poland because he was very interested in Polish history, and we talked about Polish history. Yeah, this was when he was promoting his energy drink in Poland. Yeah, very nice. We got along. But he did ask me where he could I help him find some marijuana.
Oh, great. Were you able to?
Well, I don't use it myself, so not really.
So
but I thought it was very sweet of him to ask.
That is nice. Yeah.
Although it is illegal.
Of course, yes. I've been never.
He probably didn't realize it was illegal here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So staycate, but don't self-medicate. I think we should tell
Staycate, but don't self-medicate.
I think we should tell this. This should be the message that comes out from this program.
Do you not believe in better living through chemistry?
No. No, no. Well, no. Joking apart, I mean, your body is a very complicated organism, which is generally in equilibrium. So you don't want to disturb that equilibrium with chemical equilibrium unless it's absolutely necessary. And having, as you know, because you visited me, having spent a month in a Polish state hospital, lying in bed after an accident, and you see the trouble which the...
You did?
Yes.
Because you had an accident.
I had an accident,
broke
yes.
your pelvis.
Exactly. Then you
was that how you were dancing for 24 hours straight, right?
If only it were true. It was far more mundane than that.
Harold broke his pelvis once too.
All right, okay.
Same
No,
thing.
sir, I did not. No, sir,
How did you break your pelvis?
How did you break your pelvis?
How did you break your pelvis?
If one wants to seek relief from pain, I suggest Polish people who are planning a trip across the pond step off in Canada where weed, marijuana, is legal, thanks to the progressive policies of our great Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. All right.
Justin Trudeau is like a boy.
No wonder they're smoking so much with him running
his
the country.
dad
Okay.
died, so he wouldn't have to face his son.
Yeah.
Now you're being cruel, I
Yeah.
suspect. But I know what you mean.
Well,
Yes.
maybe I didn't say that the best way.
No, you
that
didn't.
was kind of a. I apologize for that
But
comment.
no, but I mean, the point is, and just to sort of very quickly finish the story, then the point when you
wasn't
see
funny.
the effort which goes through in hospitals trying to make people better, through medicine and other things, the idea that you would voluntarily fill your body with this stuff when you don't need it is, I think, very sad.
Yeah, that's the point. And, but Harold, you don't smoke the
Never smoked.
You don't do
Never
drugs
even
at all. I know
tried
that about you.
the
You hardly
powder.
even drink. Yeah. But none of us really.
I've
we
never-
don't
I've
drink.
never- I
You
never-
drink you
no.
drinks a bit.
I find that margaritas are very good.
You like margaritas and you like
medication.
the fine whiskey.
Yeah, and that's also a very good medication.
Yeah. Well, I've had my share of fine whiskeys, but
Well,
not
exactly.
these days.
Yeah. Well, I find I drink less and less these days.
Yeah, too busy,
Yeah.
and then too many things on one's mind.
Exactly.
Yeah. That,
You can't. Besides, you can't beat a nice pot of tea.
what?
A nice cup of tea is all you need in life, really.
Well, that's self-medicating.
A nice cup of tea.
Okay, here's we're going to play a little game here now to end up this segment. When you think of Poland, give me 5 things quickly when you think of Poland. Harold, 5 things when you think of Poland.
Krzysztof Kieślowski.
Kieślowski. Okay,
I'm sorry?
Kieślowski, right?
Yes, Krzysztof, the filmmaker. Krzysztof
Right,
Kieślowski.
I know,
Have I
yeah.
mispronounced his name again? I'm sorry.
I was just helping you. Other things? Come on, what comes to mind?
City of Krakow.
Right?
General Pilsudski.
General Pilsudski, yes.
Roman Polanski, the great filmmaker whose film Chinatown is probably one of the best films of the last half century. And the last thing would be 365 Days.
Oh, God. All right. How many times have you watched that now?
Glorious trash filmmaking, which has now incurred the wrath of some unknown singer in England because she claims it glorifies sex trafficking. I thought it just glorified bad filmmaking, bad acting, and it's certainly less offensive than any number of American cop shows where people are killed, raped, and otherwise maimed on a regular basis.
I like those shows.
Yeah.
Okay. And Craig?
Well, I'm not quite as cultural as Harold, of course. I was starting off with, I thought Beautiful Women would be the first
Beautiful
one.
Women, yes.
I thought that would be number
Of
one.
course. Poland's famous for Beautiful
but
Women.
I guess.
Harold doesn't care about
yeah,
that. He's
yeah.
a cultural guy.
Nice train rides, great old towns, and not only Krakow, but also you've got, even, Wrocław, Poznań, the squares, the
those
nice
great
squares to hang
squares,
out.
yeah.
Nice cold beer on the squares, always really
Oh,
interesting.
there you go.
Great kind of, I wouldn't say restaurants, but kind of restaurant bars. Yeah, they've got a kind of a cool scene here
Lot
for
of
that.
bistros.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
bistros.
Is
Yeah.
that 2 or 3 or 5 or where am I
That's
at with
about
that?
right.
Yeah,
Nicholas?
And then,
Well, I'd agree with attractive women, obviously. That's the sort of starting
And
point.
did you say 5 times attractive women?
Well, no, I'm not going to say it 5 times, because then I think then of course you're always struck by the history. I mean, things like the Warsaw Uprising spring to mind.
Yes, of course.
Then you think of the Solidarity movement in the 1980s.
Solidarity.
Yes, you think of things like vodka.
the Pope.
Vodka.
The Pope, the
Which
late
is
Pope John,
synonymous with
the
Pope.
late Pope John Paul II.
Yeah, exactly.
And just this,
The Pope, yes.
yeah, and just this sort of this concept of sort of struggle and determination and a certain amount of stubbornness, which is the national character, of course. These are what strike you every day, even today in Poland. This sort of
Persistence.
this sort of fierce independence. Tragically, it's a sort of independent where the folk can't sort of be always independent together. I mean, they can unite against a sort of common foreign threat, but when things are going well, they can't maintain that sense of unity to develop what they have. And you see that even now in the elections, even the presidential elections, for example. You see the opposition characters can't, even now we're down to 2, the remaining defeated opposition candidates, most of them cannot bring themselves to say, yes, let's support the opposition candidate.
Liberum Vita
Yeah, exactly.
caused problems in Poland.
Well,
a
the
long time
Liberum
ago.
Vita was of course, because the aristocracy
Yeah.
historically let down Poland badly. And the aristocracy was always in the pay of foreign countries. And whereas if you take the United Kingdom, we were very lucky as a nation to have a quite clever aristocracy. which is why, who always knew just when to give in, but at the same time, most of the time served the country very loyally.
Also helps to be on an island and
Well,
not to be
it
between
does.
Russia
But it's also,
and Austria
But it's all, yes,
and
exactly.
Germany.
Yeah.
But it's also,
Harder to get to.
My
it's
goodness.
also a mental approach as well,
Those are-
isn't it?
Those are some pretty powerful enemies.
it-
Okay, it's a wonder that Poland was ever able to sustain its
Yeah, exactly.
kingdom for so long, almost 300 years.
And also, you wouldn't want to not mention Lech Wałęsa, as far as who you think about or what you think about coming to Poland.
There you go.
Well,
That's
we
another-
all
that's another name.
remember as when we were younger, seeing on the television these scenes
Yeah.
of this man leaping over the gates of the Lenin shipyard.
Yeah, it's all Solidarność.
Yeah, I was
and all
going to
that,
say
yeah.
Man of Iron, Man of Marble, these films, great films by Andrzej Wajda,
Yeah.
and a number of films by Andrzej Wajda that made a big impression on me, films of Roman Polanski, films of Krzysztof Kieślowski, etc., because I was first writing about films when I came to Poland. At any rate, that is it. Poland, a lot of special things to offer when you travel here, and we hope that will be soon. You will not be disappointed, because this is one of the most interesting places in Europe and, I might say, in the world. In fact, we will say that. Thank you for watching. I'm Will Richardson. This is Poland Daily Travel. I want to thank my guests, Nicholas Richardson, Craig Smith, and in Tallinn, Harold von Kursk. See you next time.